Hello. So this is a follow-up video to the one that we posted the other day about the cost of debt. A lot of people were asking us, so what was the point of the video? Were we trying to scare people out of buying property using a home loan? And the answer is no. We don't want people to shy away or be scared of going to a bank and asking for a home loan to finance their houses, because a lot of us don't actually have money to pay for a house cash. So basically what we wanted people to understand is that there is a certain amount of interest that you're going to pay if you borrow money from the bank, and there are several ways in which you can go around the system and not pay such an astronomical amount of interest on your home loan. Now these are quick and easy ways to go around the system, as I say, to beat the system basically. First and foremost, the first one that I would always advise is to structure your debt correctly. So this means that first and foremost you need to be an upstanding member of society, which means that your credit history has to be perfect. You can't go there as a struggling person who doesn't pay, who's got missed payments, and think that you can go and negotiate an interest rate with the bank. It's not going to work. So if you know that you've never missed a payment on any of your credit accounts, you then know that you can go to a bank and actually borrow money and have a good standing point for you to negotiate your interest rate. Currently, the South African interest rate is sitting at 10.5, which is what we call prime. So usually that's where everybody starts off at. They work it from that. And if you are higher risk, you're obviously going to get a higher interest rate. Sometimes not because you are higher risk, sometimes because you're a first time buyer, sometimes it's because you want a lower installment. So they kind of try and find a way in which they can assist you in getting that home loan. But sometimes that assistance can actually be a hindrance to yourself, because what we as people actually look at when we go get a home loan is we look at, can they give me the amount of money that I want, and can it come at as low installment as possible. Now you need to remember that yes, they can give you a low installment, but a low installment can mean two things. It can mean a higher interest rate or a very long payment period. So usually in South Africa we get 20-year bonds, but they can give you a 30-year bond. But if they give you a 30-year bond, it means that your installment will become lower, but you need to remember that at the end of the period you end up paying more in interest rate than what you would have if you paid it at 20 years and at a lower interest rate but a higher installment. So it's very important when you go buy a house that is within your budget, but not necessarily capping your budget and literally hitting the ceiling of your budget, so that your installment actually works in your favor. For instance, if you're buying a house at 500,000 rand and the installment is going to be 5,000 rand, but your disposable income is 7,000 rand, rather maybe try get a house at 400,000 rand. Then you've got a little bit of leeway in terms of your installment, and you can get a nice lower interest rate with a higher installment, and you can pay this thing as quickly as possible, and you also pay less in interest rate. So basically what we're saying is, don't go into a bank and they give you an interest rate and then you just take it and then you move on with life because you like the installment. Try and negotiate the interest rate, and if you don't like it from the one bank, then you go to the next bank. It really is not that hard. You go to the next bank and you say to them, please try and beat this interest rate for me. Sharp. The next video I'll give you the next tip. Mwah.